Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video and my channel, Beginner Guitar Tips and Tricks. Normally in my videos, you'll see me with a guitar and we'll be discussing the subject of that particular video, which will be something cool on the guitar for beginners. Not today, no guitar. Today we're going to talk about something, about beginner guitars. But first, I just want to remind everyone out there that this channel is devoted to beginner guitar players, starting out, um, not intermediate, not advanced, not pro. So any of you folks, if you're watching here, nothing here that you probably don't already know. You're welcome to stay and watch, but and contribute in the comments as well, because what I want to do is try and help beginner guitar players ease the frustrations that they experience starting out and going through stuff that we all did back in the early days when we were first starting out as well. If we remember, there were a lot of times we probably wanted to just throw the guitar, just pack it all in, say, enough, I can't do this. And now we can do this. And we discovered, no, it's fantastic. You stick with it, but along the way of learning all of this seemingly endless theory, you need to have some cool stuff along the way as well. And that's primarily what I do with this channel. I'll show you little things like MIDI chords or power chords or shapes and that. Just a video, brief, dedicated to one particular thing. But in this video, as you see, I'm not holding any guitar. They're all napping in their racks. I want to discuss first guitars. Guitars for the beginner and entry-level guitars. What to get, what to consider, what not to look at, and sort of help you save money and get something useful that's going to help you continue your learning journey. Because you don't want to be taking these long lessons and going through all of this practicing and learning on a guitar that's not really suitable for you, that's not comfortable for you, or that may be far too advanced for you right now. And we'll go through why. But I remember when I was first starting out, I'd go into a guitar store and I'd see walls of beautiful guitars, gorgeous. And still today, I'll go into a place and just be in awe of these marvelous works of art. I see floor to ceiling, wall to wall, and they're stunning. And given that I've been playing for over 50 years, I know they don't just look good. They feel good. They play good. It's just like wonderful, wonderful pieces of equipment. But I also remembered back in the day that I was not ready for one of those guitars, one of the big dollar high end guitars. I needed to first learn what to do on a guitar before I have a guitar like that and really start taking advantage of the top tier high end features and hardware that I have. So, to make your journey into guitar playing more enjoyable, you don't want to spend a ton of money on your first guitar. You can go and look at the walls in some of these guitar stores and see these gorgeous pieces of art that are $2, $5, $7, $8,000. That's insane for somebody starting out. You can go even to the more lower tier wall, the more attainable wall, and you'll see things there, 600, 800, 500, which is a little better, but still, I don't recommend that you go out and spend that kind of money on a guitar. I also say stay away from used guitars. Do not get a used guitar for your first guitar. We'll get back into the new guitars that you should get, but first I really want to specify why not get a used guitar. Because yeah, sure, you may be able to get something that is a little higher grade than, say, a beginner guitar you would get at a music store. However, it's a used guitar. You don't know what it's gone through in its life up till today. Maybe it was babied, maybe it's pristine. That'd be fantastic. Maybe it's been dropped twice and there's hairline cracks in the neck that you don't even know are there, but it's totally screwed up the playability. The reason I say don't get a used guitar, even though you could probably get something for a reasonable price that'd be half decent, is you don't know what to look for. Specifically the red flags. Those of us who've been playing for decades, spend time on things like Marketplace looking for something that they'd like to add to their collection. We know what we're looking for specifically because we've been through it. We've done all the lessons that you've done. We've learned all about things like sustain, things like playability, intonation, all of that. We know what it all is. We know what to look for when we are looking at a used guitar. And we can see, oh, there's nothing significant here. There's some minor things, but I've also learned how to say deal with those minor things or repair them. As a beginner, you don't yet. So you don't take your money, risk buying somebody else's used guitar where you don't know what its history is like or know what red flags to look for. Plus, have the knowledge of knowing what could be a problem and how to fix it. With that, you do that, then you may be looking at incurring an expensive repair bill from a shop and getting it on the Guitar Tech's bench. Ideally, you don't want to do that yet. Down the road, sure. Once you understand more about guitars, their structure, what issues there could be, then fine, go for it, yeah. But right now, don't. Keep your money in your pocket and go into a music store. What you'll find in there, obviously, is the walls and walls of stunning guitars. And you're not going to look at those. What you want to look at is something that is budget friendly and is a complete set. Gives you everything you need in one box. Because yeah, you can get one of these nice guitars off the wall, even if it's say $400 or $500. Not huge money, but it's still $400 or $500. But then it's not just the guitar. You need to plug an electric guitar, at least, into an amp. An acoustic guitar is a different world. It makes its own amplification, but an electric guitar needs an amp. You have to buy then an amp, another expense. And then you have another little expense. You have to have the cable to connect the two. So you could easily buy a $400 guitar, but then with the amp, the cable, and any applicable taxes, and maybe any environmental fees, easily be looking at $700 or more. Whereas most music stores, I know the big chain ones definitely do, and a lot of the mom and pop ones do as well as Amazon, there's tons of them. They have beginner guitar sets. This is exactly what you want. Because in this, you get, within one box, you get your guitar. And it's not a high-end guitar. It's an entry-level guitar. It's of lower-end material and lower-end hardware. Functionally, quite good. Everything you'll ever need from this guitar for the next year, 2 years, it has all that. Playability on these things is surprisingly good in most cases, especially compared to what I experienced as starter guitars when I was beginning in 50 years ago. But excuse me. But not only when you buy this set, you get your guitar. Usually it's a knockoff or no-name brand, or it might be even a name brand like a Squier, but it's their low tier. They'll use the build quality and the engineering that they've put into their higher end guitars, but they'll use lower end materials, lower end hardware. But it's still a quality instrument, especially for a beginner. Most of them are fantastic for a beginner. A variety of different brands. I've played a number of them and been shocked at how good it is for what it is, for simply being a beginner guitar. But not only do you get the guitar in this box, you also usually get a mini amp. Not a full-size amp you would take on stage. It's a little amp, but it's enough that you can plug your guitar into it and hear what you're playing. Plus, you usually get a cable to connect it as well. So there's most of the things you need, but the sets tend to have more as well. A lot of them, and this is what I recommend that you find, is a set that has a digital tuner. These ones are clip-ons that clip on to the headstock of your guitar. Just clip it on, play an open string, and it'll tell you if you're sharp or flat, and you can just adjust your tuning machines to get yourself in tune. Because especially with a beginner guitar, one problem most beginner guitarists have is staying in tune for a long time. You're doing very basic things, just running through E, F, G, A, B, C. That's pretty easy. It's not putting any real stress on the tune. So that type of thing, it can tend to be fine. But as you're playing a little longer, they'll go out of tune quicker than a higher end guitar. But having that little tuner thing attached to the head, super helpful. Plus, these kits also contain other things for you as well. Usually you'll get a strap, so you don't have to be sitting down and play. You can stand up. You get some extra strings, some picks. Uh, it's a complete set where you can buy this. Everything's in one box. Get it home, open the box, pull it all out, and you're ready to go. And the price is reasonable on these. Uh, I'm in Canada, so what I see is in Canadian dollars, even on Amazon. But to exchange rates and such, and things are different prices in different places. But here, I see these complete sets for $200 to $250. As I say, I see them all over Amazon. There's tons from different manufacturers. Again, they're usually like a no-name brand, but it's functional, and they do take some pride in production of the guitar. So you won't have to worry about buying it and a week later the neck's all warped. But no, it's not like that. They're all okay. They're pretty decent to learn on. And the price is phenomenal. But like I say, I recommend going to a store. Either way, with Amazon or with the store, you do have the peace of mind too of having a warranty. So if something is wrong, something breaks, the amp doesn't work, quickly it can be replaced, exchanged, refunded. Something you can't get if you buy anything used. Because if you buy used, unless you buy used at a store, there's warrantying it. But if you say go to Marketplace, you buy something used there, looks like a great deal, there's zero warranty. It's as is, you get it home, find out there's something wrong with it, you're screwed. You don't know what it is, and you may incur a large repair fee to get it back to playable. Whereas this, everything is in one box. I can say $250 or less. You got everything you need, and they play decent. You're not going to be struggling with this thing, or you've got 2 inches from the fretboard to the string. No, they're decent guitars. And sure, like you'll learn on them, and you can learn just as well on one of those as you can on a high-end guitar, because the things you're learning are basic things right now. So you're not going to need certain additional features that you're going to get from the big dollar guitars. Now, as you learn all of your beginner things on your starter guitar, eventually you're going to find, okay, yeah, I'm sort of maxed out with the capabilities of this guitar and this amp and such. So that's when you can then start looking at upgrading your equipment. But also, you don't want to go out and spend a lot of money on something only to find a couple of months later you decide, I'm really not into this. I don't care. It's not for me. Guitar ends up in back of a closet, guitar, the amp, everything. If you spent big bucks, it was all wasted thrown in there. You can put it on the used market, but you're not going to get anywhere near what you paid for it. And it's only been a couple of months. You buy one of these kits, like I say, you're under $250. It's not huge money. You still have all this stuff. You can put it on the used market, but you're not going to get much for it. But just like if you buy higher end stuff, you're not going to get a lot for it either, because you're not being real high end where there's big dollars. Plus, it's still available brand new in the store that you bought it. So it's not like you have something that's pristine, in better shape than anything else in the market. You have whatever your store's got. So if you buy the set, you have the peace of mind of knowing it's warranted. You didn't spend a ton of money on it. You can play, you can have some fun with it, you can enjoy it and grow into it, and then grow beyond it. And then you go and you look at the next two tiers up for your upgrades for your guitar, your amp, effects pedals, and so on. But start off with one of these sets. Like I say, I like the store idea best, because if you go into the store and you see a set you can talk to salespeople, tell them what you're looking for, what your budget is, and they'll set you up with something that they think will benefit you. They're not going to try and rush you out of the store just to get a sale, because they know you're a beginner. They know a beginner, if they like it and they carry on, they're going to come back because they're going to want new stuff, and more advanced items, or want upgrades. They want to treat you well, because they're going to want you to come back and buy bigger dollar stuff from them. And I know a guy in a guitar store that I've known for years, and I can still go there now and think, okay, I know him, I trust him, I can give him my business. That's the kind of thing that a good salesperson in a guitar store is going to do. They're going to help you with this sort of smaller dollar purchase to make sure you're walking out of the store, getting this home, opening it up, plugging it all in, enjoying it, loving the guitar world in general, loving making music and discovering new things, so much so that in a year or two, once you've realized, I'm getting pretty good at this. You're going to want to upgrade to something a little better. Maybe that wall that's got $500-600 guitars, get one of those. Get a little bigger amp that has a little more functionality and more EQ settings and some effects. And grow as you age and as you get deeper into your knowledge. Your collection of equipment and gear will grow as well, which then helps you sculpt your sound and makes you more of an individual guitar player. So I don't want to ramble on too much more, but just remember, don't blow a lot of money on high-end equipment when you're not at a high-end level yet. Match the equipment to your level. The equipment up there right now is quite good for what you're learning, and will be for at least a year, probably maybe 2. So that way you're not wasting money. You're not feeling obligated that I got to play this even though I don't want to, but I spent so much money, I got to do it, and end up hating the whole world of guitar. We want you to love it. We want you to stick with it. We want to hear what you can play. We want to hear what you create. It's a community. The whole guitar world is a community, and we need more guitar players out there. We need more music. Music is happiness and it's joy. We need to share it. So on that note, I'll bring this video to an end, and I will see you in the next one.